Welcome back to the Panic Room, everyone, and to another book review. So guys, it's finally happened. Pax found a romance book that she likes. Now, that being said, I wouldn't really go so far as to call this book a romance book, but if I had to sum it up in one word, I would say tension. There is some delicious, lustful, erotic tension in this book. More so than just about any story I think I've ever read, at least fairly recently. I absolutely loved it. If you twisted my arm, if you set me down and twisted my arm and told me to write a romance, I would think something along this line is what you would get. So, today's book, Go Down Hard, by Ali Say. I hope I'm saying that right. A little bit of backstory. My friend, Blackacre Doe, sent this to me, and I went in completely blind. I've never heard of this author, never heard of this book. I loved it. It's such an easy read. It's under 160 pages. It took me like a day and a half. But literally, the one word that you need to know is tension. You have these dueling killers, and they go back and forth with chapters, so you get in the heads of both. You guys know how much I love that. And just everything that happens with them, the serendipitous nature of some of the things that happen, is just great. It's so good. You know, for my horror lovers, yes, you have body horror, you have psychopaths, you have murder and all of that. You do, and this does warrant a little bit of a trigger warning, you do have some instances of sexual assault of a minor, so keep that in mind. But I will say that it is necessary because you have to know the backstory and what drives your character in the present day. So I understood why that was included. However, I really have to go back to the fact that the way these two characters were written and the tension between them is just absolutely, it's lovely. It's so good. You're reading this like, is it getting hot in here? And it's really well done. It really is. It's not too much on the romance side, and it's just enough to kind of like, you know, suck some of that lustful nature out of the horror of this book. Is it super scary? Is it super out? No, not at all. It's just your good psychopathic killer lustful book. But I really want to drive home how well these two characters play together. And for my horror people, because I feel like, you know, horror and romance don't often cross in the literary world. And that's okay. But you guys are gonna see what I mean. Like, this is probably the closest to a horror romance that I've ever read, and it was glorious. It was so well done. I literally, if you just like that tension, like that, like, are they or aren't they kind of tension, I really think you're gonna like this. And plus, it's a super easy read. It's really short. Like I said, I got through it in like a day and a half. So to give you a little bit of an overview, no spoilers, you do have two killers, a man and a woman. And they kind of meet in this like kind of beautifully done, but very serendipitous kind of way. And, you know, the antics that ensue from there and the tension that is built is just absolutely amazing. And some of the scenes that they do, especially those that are done together, are just very well executed to the point where I feel like my horror lovers are going to say like, wow, that was something. Especially if for no other reason, the ending, the date, like the thing that the book sort of kind of builds to. Oh, it's so good. It really is. It combines like that, I don't know, first date tension with this like kind of weird eroticism. And then of course you have this like slasher movie kind of deal happening because it's two psychopath killers. It's just glorious. It's absolutely glorious. I wish I could tell you, especially one thing that the female does to the male in this book. It was funny. You guys know, part of the reason why I don't really dig on romance is because I find scenes like that, like sex scenes and stuff like that, I usually find them kind of funny. And in this book, it was like, wow, that's kind of funny, but then this terrible thing happened after, you know, so it kept you like in this kind of like push-pull of emotion, which I love. I love that in my books, and I know a lot of you do too. So again, if you are looking for an easy read, but you still want to stay in that horror realm, if you like killers, like slasher kind of movie-esque feels, if you like tension in your books, highly recommend Go Down Hard by Ali Say. So guys, I know this was a bit of a shorter review, but it is a short book, so But I hope you guys understand what I mean when I say that, you know, this is probably the closest to a romance book that I would ever really say that I like. If you like, you know, tension or slashers, killers, you know, things like that, I highly recommend. So guys, that's it. Thank you for hanging out for another book review here in the Panic Room. Please like and subscribe, it would really help me out. And until next time, bye for now.